Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Frosthaven. Our northern adventurers have been in pursuit of a bunch of Algox and we've made a friend. An Algox from a different faction. This is a mandatory mission, Heart of Ice. They've headed down into the central cave system. So let's have a look and see what we've got in the way of perks. 7 of your experience. Layabout is certainly possible to do. Shirker, kill an enemy not adjacent to you while you're adjacent to another enemy. That's relatively easy. We could javelin something in the back. And Specialist, never perform a basic action. That's also possible, and that's worth 2. Let's go with Specialist. And we'll just have to try and remember that we need to be... So the difficulty with Specialist is going to be our mobility. That's what I'm thinking. We've got move on the bottom. We don't have move on the bottom. Don't have move on the bottom. Don't have move on the bottom. One move, no move on the bottom. Yeah, that would really limit what we can do in terms of actually getting around. And we do have a couple of fast ones, but without knowing what the mission is like, that may not be a good option. As for layabout, let's have a look at what we've got equipped. There's experience on combined effort, experience if we get advantage on deflecting maneuver. Mostly, actually, there's not a lot of experience. So that's decidedly possible. Let's go for layabout. For inertion, collect fewer loot bags. Perform 2 actions with lost icons. That's burning through cards. Or collect 2 or more loot bags by performing a loot ability while adjacent to 1 or more enemies. I don't think any of these are particularly likely. Let's go with Ravager, because we might at the very end of the mission be able to burn 2 things at once. In fact, we may be able to put on 2 of our abilities on the same turn and have that count. As for Seraph, why do we have a little exclamation mark on you? We've got the rejuvenating charm that we found last time. Whenever you lose a card to negate health, refresh one of your discarded cards and gain regeneration. That's kind of cool. I mean, obviously we don't want to be losing health, but that's still pretty good. That's what it is. We have a perk that we can pick. We've got enough perk marks. So let's have a look at the special ones. Perpetual motion, whenever you would gain... Yeah. That's pretty powerful. Head start at the start of your first turn before move 3. Also potentially useful for an alpha strike kind of thing. Entropy transfer I don't think is going to be particularly useful. Okay, let's have a look at our various pluses and minuses. Replace +1/+0 card with place this card in your active area on your next attack, discard it to add 2. There's definitely some interesting stuff. Here we go. Replace 1 minus card with a plus and wound card. I think Gouge is really what we want. I do like Meditate. I do like Refrain as well. But I want to be doing those wounds. Focus would make us more consistent, but it's only doing one as well. No, Gouge. We'll keep the consistency. Okay, well that was fun to do. Let's have a look. So never end your turn adjacent to another hero. Possible, but not helpful for some of our other abilities. Never walk through something else. Collect 3 or more loot bags in the same turn. Cleaner might be possible. Let's try for that.
The battle is near. Sounds of it echo off the tunnel's icy walls. Metal crashing against stone. Thunder ripping the air. The chest-shaking howls of Algox. Your breath is heavy as you follow your guide. Closer, closer. And then you arrive. But the middle of battle is no time to stand around. The Algox around you are locked in bitter combat. Spells shooting out with terrible quickness and heavy fists swinging. Immediately before you stands a final cluster of guards. Their faces twist in fury at the sight of your party, realizing from which direction you've just come.
They came from behind!
Doomed whelps,
they shout.
We will destroy you for this intrusion.
Well, they're certainly going to try. Let's have a look at what we've got in terms of layout. So the door will unlock when all enemies are defeated. We've got 4 enemies in here. 1 guard elite, 1 guard, and an archer elite and an archer. And then there's going to be something in there. Guardian of the Flag is an interesting one to like force and try and get a perk, but I think we need to move forwards on this one. So let's have a think about what we're going to be doing in terms of keeping these guys locked down. If we're going to do something like combined effort, it's going to give us an XP, which is not great in terms of the thing, our specific quest this time. All of our nice attack abilities will do that. But Javelin is still pretty good. Deflecting maneuver is fine. If we step in front and do set for the charge, we'll do probably 4 damage to these guys. Like if we start here and do set for the charge and deflecting maneuver. In fact, no, let's go for unbreakable wall. It's going to give us 2 XP though. But it is going to give us a permanent shield for this mission. And I think that's smart while we get everyone else set up. Okay. Our special abilities do have lose on them. So, Ravager, perform 2 actions with lost icons on the same turn. That's going to be fine. Let's get precision aim on and sustained momentum. And we will do that this turn. And back here, we can go slow to begin with. Assuming these 2 move up, we can potentially like run around the back and do something like sap speed. So we would need to move 3 in order for sap speed to work. We've got kinetic transfer. That could work. This is making an assumption that they're going to come down to us. If they don't, that's going to be a bit problematic. But we'll see how it goes. They are going to stay still. Which means, I guess, we're going to do much the same. Stay still. Let's at least put on our shield. And we're not going to use set for the charge. However, it's in place just in case. The archers are going to start coming around though, and that's not going to be amazing for us. Okay, Drifter, get your movement. Get your precision aim. And there is Ravager done. And Blinkblade. If we step in, we're going to get hit with the retaliation. I mean, stepping in itself is fine, but I think it's going to be better if we just shoot them. So let's move up a teeny bit. And then we'll do kinetic transfer up to here. And I guess we'll go for the big one. It's a little bit of damage going out. Better than nothing. Okay, well, these guys not moving in has annoyed me slightly, but it is what it is. We'll go for Javelin. And I think we need to step in. So probably Rallying Cry. And then next turn we can do Deflecting Maneuver to get advantage on an attack. So we'll do those. Blinkblade next. We're going to step in on this side and we're going to do multiple hits quickly. That's going to be cascading reaction, but we need something to get us in. Ideally something that's going to hurt when we hit or when we arrive. Twin Strike is a reasonable option, but I'd like to save that for the following turn just in case. Temporal Displacement allows us to attack at range. Really? That's an interesting one. Let's we're gonna be going in quickly. So let's just move in with Temporal Displacement. So many cards are good. So many of them. And over here, I think we're gonna want Draining Arrows. Our particular precision aim, it adds a range and it adds a damage, so we should be able to shoot them from here. And then it would be nice to get a usage back on things, because we're gonna remain at range. I don't think we've got anything that's going to be suitable for that. Still, if you're moving forwards, we can step behind behind, ready for tip of the spear in the future, should that be needed. May be better for us to just actually sit still, though. And do something like Unbreakable. Let's go for Crushing Weight. We'll get some shots out, and potentially, if these guys have moved faster than us, we'll heal someone. And get use of our draining arrows back. Let's do it that way round. Go slow for it. And I'm glad we're going slow, because the guards are moving particularly slow in comparison to us. Let's get in and let's get some stabbing on. Right. Step in. Skip the rest of the movement. And we're going to hit you first. And poison you. Choice to maneuver. We could. Not a bad idea, actually. If we come down here, it will reduce our exposure slightly. Yeah, let's do it. It means we're not going to be doing tip of the spear. Sorry, not tip of the spear. Combined effort. But given that gives experience, it wouldn't be a good choice for us anyway if we're trying to maximize our perk options. Javelin on this guy, there's a chance he could end up dying this turn. I think that's a smart choice to really push him down. Great. That couldn't have gone better in terms of actual damage that we put out. Oi! Pick on someone your own size. Damn, that is painful. Yeah, definitely give him a disadvantage. Drifter, we're going to need you to move in. And actually, this works. We can move up and get close. In fact, let's not use that to move up. Let's move in and we'll do draining arrows on the others. We'll let someone else do this looting. It means we're not putting healing out, but we can heal with other methods. But this is going to be more efficient for our use of draining arrows. So getting close, we're going to have disadvantage on these guys, but I think that's worth it for the extra targets. Overall, I'm happy with that. Okay, we can use deflecting maneuver on this guy. Which means we're also going to use pincer movement to step in and grab that little bit of loot there. Drifter, you're in close quarters. Prudent preparation could help a little, but I think we're going to be better off doing some punching. So bloodletting, it's not going to kill him, but I reckon it will be beneficial. We could also shoot. Yeah, let's shoot the guy at the back with continuous health. That'll give us back another of our uses, and then we can use bloodletting to put a wound on this guy. And I think it's time for sand in the hourglass. We can definitely. Oh, the drifter's going to move so slow. If we go quick, it will have a real benefit on this guy. However, we're not going to be in a position to really hit the guys at the back. Maybe we leave it. Maybe we leave it and we look at the regen. So you're going to have stepped in to do the hit. So sand in the hourglass on the bottom would give us a regen for everyone if we do it slow. That's smart. So what are we going to do on the top? We may have nothing that's really in range. Yeah, we'll just do this as a regen turn, which is fine. Guard is going to go quickly. So are the archers, actually. Wow. Now, thankfully, we're only going to have to push past one of those traps, but it's still not great. Right, step in to here. Do the looting. A corpse cap. And then deflecting maneuver. We're not going to consume air. We don't care about advantage on this. We just need to do a little bit of damage, and we've got enough as it is. We're trying to keep that layabout going. That'll do. Drifter. Well, with one of them next to us dead, let's see what we can do about the remaining people. Get back, precision aim. And then we're gonna get a wound on this guy. That's a really solid hit. Blink Blade. All the healing. I would have loved to heal everyone, but it's not always going to be possible. And skip the rest of that. Okay, well that means you are the only remaining threat. Do we have anything that we can do to push him back into the trap and clear that? Not really. We can run past it ourselves once we've got him killed. Drifter, how about you? Anything to maneuver people? Not really. Blink Blade. Potentially kinetic transfer. But I don't think it's worth us faffing around with that. I think we're just going to have someone step on and take a hit, which is fine. Let's have the Drifter move a bit slowly. We'll do Relentless and Vile Assault. Right, no, we'll do Prudent Preparation and Relentless. So we're just going to try and get back some of our uses of things. Blink Blade. If we go fast, we can step on up and get this guy killed. Blurry Jab would almost certainly do it. Twin Strike would allow us to then push past as well. Yeah, let's do a Blurry Jab to move up. And then Twin Strike to try and kill him and maybe clear the trap on the other side. And then we'll do a regroup after that to get some healing out. and combined effort to move people around. Is that everyone selected? So, Blurry Jab stepping in. Skip the rest of the movement. Have a stab. That's not what we needed. Step away, step back. Have another stab. At least that worked. So, Banner Spear. This has gone slightly different. Step in. And then let's let's move both people forwards. You can come through to here. Don't worry about the damage, we'll sort that out in a moment. And you can come through, and we may as well put you as far forwards as possible so you're utilising your momentum. Now let's put you on the loot. And then let's get that healing out. Healing and regen on the person that's stepped on the trap for us. Much better. Little bit of metal. As for the drifter, let's go for getting back some precision aim. Can you pick both of them? Oh, I suppose... yeah, I guess. Let's spread it between them then. Yeah, regain a use of 2 of your active bonuses. And then more healing. Actually, let's do it for ourselves. Because you're going to be regenning, so that's going to take care of itself almost. And we've got rests coming up. Tip of the spear, let's move around 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get right next to the door. We'll save Deadly Shot. Let's go for Unbreakable, and we'll use Violent Inheritance to just move up to the door. And we want to stand in the 3rd position, just at the back. Let's go slowly because there's no point in us going fast right now. So Blink Blade. We're not going to burn the card, but Power Leak is a very interesting card in itself. Come round and skip the attack. Banner Spear, round you come. Skip the attack. And our Drifter. We need to move up. Skip the rest of the movement. And then regain 1 of each of these. We're doing alright so far. I wonder how bad the next room's going to be, though. It's going to be a long rest. And then probably a long rest as well. As much as we could open up the door and just cause some trouble, I think it's better if we all go in together. And a long rest. Blink Blade. Long rest, you can lose... I want to keep temporal displacement for the chance to loot stuff. Let's lose hit and run. Banner Spear. We will lose probably pincer movement. It's a lot of damage, but we're trying not to do stuff that gives us too much XP. And the next option for the Drifter, let's lose Violent Inheritance. Time to push on in. If we do Tip of the Spear and set for charge, we'll potentially be in a great place for things to come at us. We'll follow that up with the Draining Arrows. And something that's going to move us in a reasonable amount. Deadly Shot could work. Doesn't actually need to move that much because we've got the additional move. Let's say Bloodletting for it. And we'll try and focus a bit more on some of our ranged options. And then down here, time to declare fast, I think. What's the slowest we can go while fast, while still having some reasonable movement? 36 for kinetic transfer. And that moves us 4. You know what? Let's actually go slow. We'll have kinetic transfer to move 3, and we'll spend probably drive recharge. Just to pass the time. Let's see what's in the room. So open this up.
With the final group of guards dispatched, you move
Holy
forward
hell.
into the heart of the mountain. The central chamber opens like a cavernous maw, ice and blood and bodies writhing in battle. In the center of the room hangs an enormous shard of pearlescent ice, and for a moment, you simply stare at it. The shard rotates slowly in the air, held aloft by some otherworldly means. Clearly, a great power does reign here.
Look at the size of these two.
Your Algox companion steps forward, drawing looks of both terror and relief from those already in combat. Her eyes move over the chamber floor and lock onto a large figure standing on the other side. A huge Algox who has just emerged from another passage. The Ice Speaker Chieftain. He tilts his head back and releases a long, wild roar.
I assume that's this guy.
Your companion roars back, and the two chiefs charge and crash near the center of the room, blasting open a gap in the battle. Both are clearly more skilled than the other fighters, and each moves with a surety gained from authority. The Snow Speaker cracks her staff like thunder, and the Ice Speaker bludgeons the air and ground with brutal strikes. You only get a few moments to observe the fight before you notice that several of the combatants are waiting to see what you do. but you can afford to wait no longer. If you're going to buy security for Frosthaven, you'll have to help finish this fight. It's time to pick a side.
All right. That's kind of interesting. So, the Snowspeaker Chieftain is immune to wound, poison, disarm, stun, and curse, by the looks of it. Yeah, wound, poison, disarm, stun, and curse. This is the one that we had friendly relations with. This guy is immune to wound, immobilize, disarm, stun, muddle, and curse. So he's going to be harder to kill. He hits hard. Look at that. However, I think it's smart for us to try and take him out and keep our existing companion. Let's get into position. Not directly. You know what? We should have stood next to them. We'll set for the charge. I think until we actually hit combat with them, they may not care. We need to deal at least 50% of the damage to the one that gets killed. You're attacking us? Don't attack us. Well, I guess we're set for the charge over here. Drifter, we're going to need you in the room. You can get quite far, but it's not going to be far enough to actually do bloodletting or draining arrows. We could come to here and then next turn move quickly and just use this as like a springboard. Come around this side. Let's try and be a bit safer. Okay. That's how it's gonna be, is it? Ow. Blink Blade. Let's do what we can to get in there. Knowing that it's going to be immune to wound is going to be quite difficult. We're going to get a javelin on him. We can also do some regrouping. Let's have a look at our Drifter. Vile Assault will get us a little bit of healing. That's fine in itself. Deadly Shot makes a lot of sense to get him poisoned. However, I think probably Continuous Health and get one of our bonuses back is also fine. Blink Blade, we need you in here. How far do you need to move? 1, 2, 3, 4, if you can. Blurry Jab will get us in there. The chap's immune to most conditions. But we can probably twin strike him. Given he's immune to wounds, Sand in the Hourglass is really only going to be useful for us for healing everyone. I still think this is fine though. Oh my god, he's going to hit and stun someone. That's going to be super nasty. Blink Blade, you're going to take it on the chin, I'm afraid. Get into the chest. And this guy's immune to... He's not immune to poison. And this works. Can't skip the movement, but we can go back and forth. What have we got? Horn of Command. Don't know what that's going to do, but I'm sure it's going to be good for us. You're out of range for the javelin where we are right now, but the chieftain is going to move 3 and then hit for 7. So we can step in and get a javelin on him and just tank it. I think that's what we're going to do. Drifter. Locking him in place isn't gonna help, so let's not bother snaring. We're doing okay on our damage output. Let's get another use of precision aim, I think. We'll skip the actual movement and just get the self-healing for now. We're going to burn a card to stop that. That is no thank you. 14 damage in one go. Let's lose sap speed. No, we'll lose temporal displacement. Although it does allow us to attack on the bottom. Let's lose power leak. Lose sand in the hourglass. So, all the cards are good. We're stunned, so we're still going to have to pick cards for next turn, but we're not in a position to really do anything. You've got to stop hitting us. We'll take the 1 damage, we'll take the 3 damage. We'll use our shield and muddle as well. That's really unhelpful. Okay, I think we need to get in the middle of this. Deflecting maneuver and rallying cry. Or combined effort, actually. That would probably be fine. Just to get us in the middle and start tanking some of it up. I think we're going to want to put on Crushing Weight and Unbreakable. But let's do Prudent Preparation and Crushing Weight so we can at least get some healing out on the rest of our friends. There's nothing that we can really do here, so probably a long rest is our best option. Seeing as we're stunned anyway, the chieftain is going to shield and then attack 3 people for 6. That's gonna hurt. We need to get in his way. which means we're not going to do crushing weight. It means we're going to... Well, I suppose the banner spear can step in. Yeah, banner spear is going to step in. Right, get this heal out on the person who can't do anything. Banner spear. Step up. Skip the rest of your movement. I would love for you to be able to move. Do we still have... I want to check my remaining cards. Oh, there we go. We can still see them. We've already burned... Oh, we've discarded Tip of the Spear. Yeah, this is fine. I think we stay where we're going to be. You're going to move 3, hopefully round that. So, in fact, let's back up this way. Just so we're less appealing in terms of distance to come in and hit. There we go. This time, we are going to get the advantage because we need to counteract that muddle. It's coming along well. There's his shield. We can take the 4 damage on that. We can't take the 7 damage on that. Let's burn. Oh, let's burn sap speed. Don't come round to attack us. Right, long rest. Let's lose... Kinetic transfer. We might have to do a short rest now. Over at the back, we can push for Relentless and Unbreakable, effectively passing the time but getting our uses up for drifting on the edge, which is very dangerous. I would love to go fast here, but we can't. So we may just have to... go for Power Leak and Temporal Displacement and just try and get maximum damage out on him. Yeah, we can lose set for the charge. Deflecting maneuver will give us 2 shield. We don't need to heal other people right now. So I think we're just doing direct damage with whatever we can. We could put a banner behind us as another option. Or a reinforcement just to keep her busy. I think we might just need to do a regroup and kind of tank it up ourselves. So we're going to get a bit of healing on ourselves, a bit of regen, which isn't really going to help much. We're going to get a bit of extra shield. Let's do what we can with that. And we're going fast, so we're going to be a better target than everyone else. Yeah, he's gonna hit big again. Don't be doing that. Let's lose tip of the spear. It has put us in a different position though, which is kind of interesting. Ow. Take the damage. Banner spear. Get your shield on. And regroup on yourself. That is so painful. Let's lose. Let's lose Javelin. We could still do a combined effort to hit him. We could also back away from the whole thing. Yeah, we need to take the damage this time. Give him a hit. There's no point in us adding poison to it. Actually, before we do that, do the temporal displacement hit first. So we've at least succeeded in one part of the challenge. And relentless or unbreakable? Do we want more shield? Do we want retaliate? I think retaliate. And we'll put an additional point into sustained momentum and precision aim. Alright, we're gonna try and get away. So we're gonna go with combined effort and at all costs. And we're gonna try and keep everyone else alive. I think we're going to need a long rest. No, it's going to have to be a short rest on the Drifter. And Blink Blade, you can go fast. Blurry Jab and Twin Strike. The idea being we're going to use Twin Strike to hit, come round, hit, and then move far away. Yeah, we can lose continuous health. Stepping in and doing Vile Assault might be the smartest choice. Let's do Draining Arrow and Vile Assault. We're really going to be trying to take this guy out. I think we're going to have to burn a lot of cards this turn. Oh, he's moving so quick. Burn, drive, recharge. But refresh. Power leak for what it's worth. That's part of our rejuvenation charm. Burn, javelin. Well, we're going to have to burn a card. Let's lose bloodletting. Interesting. That's not helpful to me. In fact, that's quite unhelpful. Let's we do have all the rest of the moves though. Let's move all the way around. Skip the rest of the movement. There's the first stab, and we got a ×2. Even with his shield, that's still reasonable. We're gonna stay tucked over in the corner though. That's not terrible. The muddle obviously didn't help. But it could have been a lot worse. We need to move up probably to here. Skip the rest of the movement. Let's get a Vile Assault on. And hit him again. Oh, blimey. Which means I guess we get to loot that last little bag. Don't move anyone else around. And I don't think we need to do the big healing, but we can in order to get a little bit of XP. You know what? It's not worth it. Let's just leave it. Grab the loot, because it could have ended up knocking us unconscious. I don't remember how many cards we've got left. Victory is ours. Heavy pockets, light morals. Most enemies killed, and most damage dealt. The team did pretty darn well. We managed to get Layabout, we managed to get Ravager, we didn't manage to get Cleaner, which is a bit of a shame. I thought we were going to get drifting on the edge there. We definitely had 4 persistent abilities. Oh, it's 1 use left, not at least 1 use left. Okay. We're learning. That's going to be a lot harder to do. Yeah, that is a tricky one. Okay, let's head back to the outpost.
A blood-curdling howl, a bitter shift in the air. One final crack from the Snowspeaker's staff, and the battle is over. The aged Snowspeaker chief collapses to the ground, lifeless, and the chamber grows still. Sweat evaporates from your forehead, and all around the battle-worn Ice Speakers look on, and the surviving Snowspeakers flee. A low voice rises up.
A good fight, warm bloods.
The voice says, resounding off the icy walls. It's the Ice Speaker chief, looking much worse for wear. He grabs his ribs, most of his weight settled on one leg. His face, though, shows not pain, but curiosity.
You helped us defeat these invaders, and for that, I am thankful. But why did you do it?
It's the first chance you've really had to think about it, but you figure honesty is the best option here. You explain that you've been sent from Frosthaven on a mission to secure the town's safety, and that you'd hoped by fighting in the battle that you might forge some sort of treaty with this tribe.
No, Chief Elland. The humans defiled the sacred clearing.
One of the creatures roars, incredulous.
Wasn't us.
These are their strongest warriors.
Shouts a priest.
We can kill them easily.
Geryu has brought them to us to help defend our home.
Elland shouts back at his surviving kin.
To kill them now would be to go against his will. In return for their aid, we will allow their town to stand for now.
At this proclamation, the entire mountain rumbles, and a fear crosses Elland's face.
They're at the summit.
An Algox scout rushes into the cavern in a pure panic.
A powerful snow speaker is performing a ritual. They intend to bring down the whole mountain.
Well, that's not good.
Elland turns to you.
This clan is not on your side, but with continued help, maybe they can be. So, you must climb.
The chief growls.
You must go up to the peak and find this snow speaker. Cast them down so the wolves may eat their flesh. It will take them some time, so you may leave and
that's
prepare.
good.
We will stop them from leaving the peak until you return to prove your friendship.
He nods at the rightness of his words, and then, considering you for a moment longer, decides on something else. He claps an enormous hand down on your shoulder, nearly bringing you to the ground.
And I shall send a champion to
Hooray!
aid in this trial,
He says, his eyes wide and fiery.
to ensure it is successful.
That's just kind of saying he wants to be our friend.
Finished with the Algox mountain, you head back to Frosthaven to plan your next move. There you find Satha, speaking with a downtrodden populace, still reeling from the latest attack they barely survived.
A few new support beams here and there, patch up some of the walls, and we'll be sure of snow in no time. You see,
She says with a wink.
the frost or fire in the world will keep us down for long.
Her enthusiasm is met with minimal recognition as the residents continue to sift through the rubble. You grab the mare long enough to make a report of your time with the Algox.
I hope she's impressed.
The sea have mercy.
She snorts, slightly surprised.
This internal struggle with the Algox explains a lot. But at least it sounds like you've made strong progress towards getting at least one group to stop attacking us, so that's something. We've had some troubling developments of our own while you've been gone.
Oh no.
Continues.
Some of the watchmen have reported lurkers of all things on the outskirts of the territory.
Oh, lurkers are nasty.
I reckon since you made it safely back to town, you might go out and check on those damn crabs for me. Better to get a handle on them before they show up at our door.
She punches you on the arm and then begins
So
to walk
friendly.
away.
Oh, actually,
She stops and turns back.
there was one more thing. A scouting party came back recently and reported seeing some strange metal constructs marching through the wastes. The scout tracked them
Okay,
east through the
golems.
Whitefire Wood and then into some frozen valley, but couldn't follow them beyond that. So you might as well have a look at that too.
Anything else?
You rub some of your bruises from the Algox altercation and nod.
Good.
Satha chirps.
And while you're doing that, we'll keep rebuilding the town. I'm sure you can already tell, but the north isn't exactly hospitable, so we need to get Frosthaven back on its feet as soon as we can. That means we need all the resources we can find. So while you're out there, see if you can collect some lumber, metal and hides to help us out. Look, willing, we'll be able to rebuild this outpost before winter, because if we don't, then there's no hope for any of us.
Well, that is definitely a lot of stuff on our list of things to do. So we've unlocked a new hero class, the Frozen Fist. We've gained, I assume that's 1 morale. A couple of new quests. So Avalanche is the new quest. That's the mountain one. Then we've gained, I guess that's one of the resources. And then we've got 2 more quests and a new item blueprint from the Horn of Command, which is what we found in the chest. Lots of stuff there. Back to town we go.
It's almost time to head out on your next mission, but you have a few minutes to kill. You decide to stop by the Crater, the burned-out drinking spot where a tavern used to be, hoping to find a drink. Instead, you find Zane, your sometimes friend, and always trouble.
Place your bets, ladies, gentlemen, and savas. Get the latest odds right here. Will Frosthaven's favorite mercenaries return triumphantly? Or will they succumb to the treacherous, harsh wasteland, never to be seen again?
Zane turns to collect a gold piece from a Valrath behind him and notices you.
Oh, just a minute, folks.
The Orchid rushes over to you.
Hey there, friends. I didn't see you there. Sometimes we take a little poll on whether you'll make it back. A poll for, money.
A thought crosses his face.
Say,
Interesting.
You wouldn't get in on this, would you? You could actually make a lot of money betting on yourself.
There's no option for no, so I think resources are probably going to be the most useful for us. Let's go with some resources. Oh, we get to choose. Right. What have we got? We've got a selection of various things. Let's go with 1 lumber, 1 metal, and 1 hide. It says invest up to 2 of any type of material. Can each person can do up to 2. Okay. Yeah, 1 of each because we might lose them.
Huh. Does Satha know you have all this? Well, had, I guess. Pleasure doing business with you.
Zane laughs loud enough to scare off a wind demon.
Okay, so this isn't us just getting, tricking all the townsfolk now. This is us getting it on return from the next quest, which it's going to be cool. It just means we don't get them right now. That extra resource we had was prosperity. Okay, prosperity up to the next town level. So I guess when we hit 5, we'll change from being an outpost to something else. This has been lots and lots and lots of fun. We have one last thing to do before we move on, and that is a perk for our drifter. Let's have a quick look at these. Barge is going to allow us to push people around, potentially. Good if we're in close combat. We're not really in close combat much. Puncture could be very good. I'd like to start removing some of the minuses, though. Ampanil inoculation protects against quest effects. That's good. Expanded arsenal. You can bring an additional hand item into each quest. Wow. That's got potential for being useful. Persistence. Whenever you long rest, you can regain a use of one of your... Okay, that's all right. Let's have a look at stuff that's going to remove our negatives. Focus is good. Intensify is good. Let's go with intensify. Get rid of that -2 and instead get a +0. Consistency, I think this early on is the smart choice. Okay. Well, with that, we're going to finish up for this episode. Ooh, actually, we've got a perk over on our banner spear as well. So let's have a quick look through those. Subdue for disarm. I do like disarming enemies. Yeah, let's get a disarm card in there because that's going to inevitably come in useful. I do like special abilities. Okay, now we're going to finish the episode. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. We'll start up next time by seeing what we can do around town with our various resources, because we do have quite a lot that we can put to use now. As always, if you have enjoyed this, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Frosthaven. See you soon.